Greetings from Chicagoland. This is Munira, the CEO and founder of Kismet Ventures. I am also the niche navigator. I help people and coaches find their end markets to their niche. So that's what I do. I have here today with me is Kim
Trosper. Yes.
Hi, Kim. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. So I am also, so I do these segments, I'm a John Maxwell certified coach, and I do these segments because I have found something in my travels where there are people who are adding value to other people, but they don't broadcast it or don't take accolades for it. So I took it upon myself to do this, and I am on a prowl to find people who are adding value to people, one, and then expose them to the world and promote them. And then I upload these videos on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook for people to watch because it's helped quite a few number of people. We try to advertise, right? We try to advertise our business, but if we haven't talked about it enough with the passion that we have within ourselves, then it doesn't show, because words on a paper are just words on a paper. We have to show them that.
Yes, true.
So Kim, thank you again. I'm so humbled. We had to play around with the schedule, but we finally did it. Yay!
Finally.
So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Kim Trosper, and I am a women's empowerment coach. I love supporting women because we are, so wonderful.
Yes, we are.
And sometimes we forget that. So it's my job to help women, remind them. But basically, I support women in recognizing our self-worth, getting clarity on what we want, and then how to use our voice to get it. So I'm really passionate about that. I worked in substance abuse for about 5 years, and that was a very difficult field. A lot of people, when they get there, they've hit rock bottom. And especially for women, what I was finding is I was hearing story after story where their self-esteem was just done. They had done things in their past to get drugs, and they couldn't let it go. And so, I took it upon myself to start trying to inspire them and let them know that, whatever you did in the past, it doesn't have to, continue to haunt you. You don't have to continue to punish yourself. Today is a new day. So that's kind of really how I got into coaching, because I was doing the counseling in the substance abuse, but it was depressing, and I wanted more. I wanted to see more, uplifting of people. So that's when I started. First, I implemented Motivational Mondays, and it became really popular. I mean, they were asking for more. So then I started doing it more and more, and then they were leaving, and they would contact me, and they would want to work with me. So I phased out of that field after 5 years, and I'm out on my own, and I love it.
Great. Where are you calling us from today?
I live in Florida, but I work with people all over through the computer. You have
I just like to know what geography. I asked that question because I want to know which geography, in the world each person is, because I'm meeting so many awesome people in this world that are doing so many wonderful things, and like you took your career and then reshaped it and reinvented yourself, which is awesome. Yeah. So why women?
Well, I would say why not, but because I'm a woman, I have a daughter. I don't know. I just, society tells us that, we should look a certain way. Society tells us we should act a certain way. And I don't feel that way. From when I was a young girl, I was raised to that, my mother believed that kids were to be seen and not heard. Well, I'm a human being. I have a voice, and I've always had a voice, but people don't know how to take that. And they think that, you should play small and you shouldn't speak up for what you want. And I've never believed that. So I like to share that with women. And it's amazing, because once you feel that power, it's just, you just see the women blossom like butterflies. So
a transformation, right?
yes. And so that inspires me every day to get up, to know that I've helped someone, move forward in their lives. Because a lot of times we don't speak up. First of all, we don't know what we want. Most of us know what we don't want. But when you know what you want, it makes life so much easier, because you can go, you know what you want, you can go to it.
That you make a valid point, but the reason I ask you is why women is because there are men out there who also need their voices heard. So you don't work with them.
And I have actually right now I have 2 male clients, but men don't they won't admit to it. They have this some of the same issues, but they won't admit to it as well as women. But for me, it's just a passion for me to support women.
No, and that's fine. So let me ask you this. So when women come to you, are they all have gone through the path of substance abuse, or there are some people who, we talk about substance abuse, but abuse is abuse, right?
That is correct. And no, they're just regular, women that just are having issues. Sometimes it's not always low self-worth, but they may have just lost their path. And so we just get them back on track. And, what I do is in my coaching program, everybody is customized because everybody's in a different place. But certain things, like we work on limiting beliefs, especially around money. We work on goals. We work on detoxing toxic relationships. So there are certain things that everybody works on, because we all kind of have energy vampires in our life. It may be a family member. It may be your spouse. It may be your child. So those are certain things that we work on. I have a 12-week program. So part of it is customized because everybody's in a different place. So.
Okay. So you said you had male clients. How did they approach you? And do they come from the same field of substance abuse?
No, right now I don't have anyone I'm working with in substance abuse. I did it for 5 years and I've moved on. But some people have substance abuse problems and they don't admit it.
Yeah, and that was my next question.
Yeah, but no. Well, with the men, it's just my personality. I'm out and about. I meet a lot of people. So, like I'm doing business coaching actually with him. So, we're getting his business together and tight. So, I just meet people from traveling or just around. One of them happens to be local, so he comes to my office here at my home, and then the other one we do over the computer.
Okay, so you said something that really hit the note. You said your mother believed that women are to be seen, not heard.
Well, not women, children. So if I was a boy, she probably would have felt the same way, but
I'm the
only child, so I don't know.
Okay. So that makes sense. So yes, I grew up in that era, right? Because children were to be seen, never to be heard. Yes. And we were so groomed in such a way where now when I see the kids these days, they say anything, they speak anything, they'll just show up at the table. We weren't supposed to do that. We were only coming to the table if we were invited to come to the table. Otherwise, you're sitting put. You're not allowed to make any mischief, so you know what I'm talking about. But then the other thing is, so when women grow up in that era and then they haven't yet figured out their voice, because I was there too, right? And they don't know the likes or dislikes, so they don't know how to voice their opinion. And now they need help, so one of the things is, how do these women know that they need help? That's the first question.
Well, I would say because in certain areas of their lives, they're just not happy. They, they usually know because they don't speak up. So things happen to them or around them and they wish that they could, or they want to, but they just don't know how. So I would just say, I think internally, we know. So that's what I have to say about that.
Okay, so and that's something else, because that's the first thing, right? That's awareness. Okay, I think I need help, or this shouldn't be happening, and I need to figure out why this is happening to me, right? And
Yes.
then there are some women in certain areas of their life where they are unable to uh, they're unable to speak up, they're unable to spend the money that they have to come out and talk to um, come out and talk to a coach, because a coach will of course ask for money, and that's the way they get paid. And
Yes.
I'm not saying they shouldn't get paid, but what I'm saying is they don't have the money. So in that case, when women have no means and they still need help, how can we as coaches help them?
Well, for me, I give away a lot of free stuff. Like I wrote a book that I give away free on my website, and it's called You Were Meant to Fly. And the fly stands for First Love Yourself. And it's a guide to loving the most important person you know, you. So it's a book that I wrote from my heart, and it helps support women in recognizing that they are worthy. They are worthy to have the life that they want. They're worthy to be in the relationships that they want. Because a lot of times what I find with women is, and I ask this question, are you with Mr. Right or Mr. Right now? And a lot of times if they're single, they are afraid that they're never going to find anybody. So they kind of settle and take whoever shows up. Or if they're in a relationship, they're not happy, but they stay because they're afraid to be by themselves. So my philosophy is you have to give yourself what you're looking for in someone else, because you're going to always be disappointed if you're looking outside of yourself for it. So in the book, I just show ways that, like, I have and I've gotten some great feedback from the book, and that's why I do what I do. I've had women write me and say that I have an exercise in there, write yourself a love letter. And this lady says she cried and cried and cried because she didn't, have anything nice to say about herself. And she ended up doing the exercise. She never got back with me to follow up, but how it went. But she just let me know that she appreciated me providing that, and she had never thought about saying those nice things to herself. And it took her 3 days, but she wrote herself a love letter. So that's why I wake up every day, when I know that I can inspire someone to feel better about themselves and live a better quality life.
Because it starts with us, right? Everything starts with us, with me.
Yes.
Starts with I.
Well, you can't give what you don't have. So if I don't love myself, how am I a man or a partner shows up in my life, how am I going to really love that person? I don't even love myself. I can't give what I don't have.
That is so true. That is so true. And it makes sense. It really makes sense. So you are inspiring, you are very inspiring, because I hear you and I feel like, where were you in my life for a long time, But every woman out there needs to listen to what you have to say, because even though if you don't have a means to work with a coach, but you have to start from within, inside it. And a coach is going to help you do that, right? So if a person doesn't have means, right? They don't have means. What is the 3 pieces of advice that you would give to a woman to say, okay, this is how you're going to start loving yourself?
Well, first of all, to really get to know yourself doesn't cost anything. And that's another thing in the book. I have 3 pages of questions, and I just say, it's a lot, but they're designed for you to get to know who you are. Take 10 minutes a night, answer 1 or 2 a day. But once you really get to know yourself, it doesn't cost anything to do that. Personal development is everywhere. Go to the library, read a book, meditate. It's free. Sit with yourself. A lot of people can't even unplug and really spend quiet time with themselves. They're afraid. They have to have the TV on or noise around them because they're not used to just being with themselves. So those things don't cost anything. But, with the internet, it's a great resource. So there's really no excuse. If you want to get information to better your life or better yourself, it's available. You don't have to pay thousands of dollars for a coach. It's nice if you do, because you'll have that support. Because even if you get that information for free, really, and the way the way I do my program is it's 12 sessions, but I do 11 sessions and then I let them go for a month, and we meet 30 days later for the last session. And what I found is, after what I was finding is women still needed support. They would do the 12 sessions, and then someone would call back and be like, I'm not continuing to do what I was doing, or I want to do something different. So that 30 days gives them time to fly and see what's working for them and what's not. And then when we come together on that 12th session, we can tweak, and it just works better. So that's what I like, because I don't want to just turn somebody away, and you know, because they're used to getting that support. And when it ends, some people, you know, they still need additional support.
So how do people get your book?
It's at Kim Trosper, which is my name, kimtrosper.com. And I have a tab that's a freebies tab. So I have an affirmations book. If anybody's into affirmations, I have affirmation. It's called a little guide to big affirmations. And I have affirmations for love, health, career. So if you're into affirmations, it's there. My book is there. I do a daily podcast. It's called Prosper Empowerment Tip of the Day. I'm on Alexa, but if you don't have Alexa, you can just go and when you get the book, I send an email every day and you can listen. And I give tips on all areas of our lives because I want to add value to people's lives.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kim. I appreciate it. You are inspiring, you are awesome, and thank you for adding so much value in our lives today.
Well, thank you for letting me share my message.
You are welcome. For those people who are watching, if you could like, subscribe, and share the video, it would be awesome. And Kim, we will have Kim's details in the description, and they'll know how to find you, Kim. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Bye.